Hey guys, and welcome back to another Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath video commentary. My name is Green Zero, and we have a game here for you today on Suburban Arena. That's right, this map does crop up every now and then. I'm surprised it's not as popular as I thought it would be. It's been around for quite some time, but this is a very close combat, very small map in the top right-hand side, playing as the GDI force. It's going to be Drive Russian, who's actually Zocom, going for his rear spike, and his ally Futurama will be playing as the Marked of Kane. There is an Awakened squad there. This is a random mirror, by the way, and Tipsy, Z plus Tipsy, is going to be Zocom on the bottom left-hand side, and his ally, Stephen Donald Nashington, aka Phoenix, aka Flo, playing as the orange Marked of Kane. So going for his tower as well, his spike, sorry. But I hope you've all been enjoying the videos. Obviously, there was a tournament on the weekend. If you haven't watched the video, go onto my channel and watch it. It's just been released recently, and the live stream is available on Twitch. Do apologize, there wasn't a lot of advertisement about the tournament because it kind of, I was kind of very busy and things like that, but it was semi-successful. The Grand Final Series was really good, and myself and Master League people seem to really enjoy that. Drive Russian will sneak through here. This Raider buggy unable to prevent the squad from getting in. He can see the War Factory, so he knows there's no rush coming, so it's left versus right. And going back to this map real quick, this map's been around for quite some time, and it crops up every now and then, but I'm surprised it's not as popular as I thought it would be, because it's basically Tournament Arena. They've just enlarged it, 50% to allow for extra players, but yeah, it's a very unique layout on this map because you have a safe field in the corner, very defendable, and then you have your expansion field here, and that's it. There's no blue tip field, there's nothing nada happening elsewhere, so you've got those two green fields to work off of. Of course, so does your ally. Scouting party comes through, so no one's doing any rushes, which is, you got two Zocoms in the game, and like I probably mentioned in previous videos, it's very difficult for Zocom to rush or to put down any real effective rush. And with the double mock, it means there's no flame weapons, so they're probably going to be stuck on just bike rushing or shadow rushing or something like that, or other types of shenanigans. Beacon comes down here from Futurama Russian. You don't even need to move your MCV to expand on this level as well. You can just expand there. I mean, you're probably in danger of getting clicked unless you can separate the buildings. He's putting his ref here, maybe put a comm center and then another ref or something like that there. He needs to make sure he spreads out, because of course you can just simply get clicked on this level. APCs coming in from Drive Russian. They've got rifles in them, and he's got extra pitbulls. I believe he powered down the ref before the Harvester came out. Yeah, there you go. He's going to power up now. Oh, I think he's going for Minefield there. He really wants to snipe that one down, but Nash pulls it back. He has a Scorpion tank here, and as well as a Hand of Nod, but Driver's like, I've had enough of that. I'm just going to back off real quick. They're going to find and dislodge that Minefield, take some hull damage. I mean, he's preventing Nash from harvesting here. I mean, if anything, this Harvester's just been sitting around. He dropped 3 grand into that structure early on, and so far he hasn't recouped anything. Laser turret comes down now as well. This is R15 beta. Don't ask me why it's taken so long for R15 to make an appearance, but that's CGF's problem. But nonetheless, laser turrets have had their rate of fire increased a little bit, just because, I mean, they effectively have been useless since the game launched 12 years ago or 13 years ago, and they just decided just to buff their rate of fire. It makes them good against defending against light harassment, like these light vehicles. I consider pitbulls, APCs, bikes, buggies as light vehicles. Those laser turrets are going to be able to be very effective against them. We saw them in the tournament come out. Obviously, they're not like game save or anything like that, but they just pump just one down just to defend an early rush and things like that. So looks like Futurama will lose out on his rifleman squad there. He does have, he's actually gone for these compo infantry. That's actually Z Tipsy, sorry. So Z Tipsy's gone for compo infantry. He's being fired at. That's not good. He's going for a base push here. This could be a second MCV with Tech Center. It's 3 MCVs, sells a War Factory. We're going to see a triple Sonic push here now. And does Futurama have anything to defend this? I'm not 100% sure. Drive Russian, no, sorry. Nash is bringing his tanks across as well. There's the first Sonic committed, because he already had these units down. Oh, sorry, he already had, what should we call it? MCVs down, and he's being attacked, looks like, by beam cannons. 3 beam cannons on that MCV. He's going to want to do something about that. He's taking some serious hull damage. A lot of units of drives being completely obliterated there, and it looks like the beam cannons, for whatever reason, no, they're being completely disrupted. Looks like Steve Nash is popping down laser turrets, and there's another Sonic emitter there which gets popped. So look at that Futurama now. This is the problem. He's building up quite a number of these beam cannons. There's 2 War Factories here, and they're just getting repaired as they're firing, and he can snipe this down. Nash, again, he does have these Scorpion tanks here. There is another Sonic emitter. He needs 2 shots to kill it. Unfortunately, the beam's not properly combined there. Can he get it? No, he doesn't get it before he gets one more shot off. Meanwhile, Drive Russian is trying to support. He's got compo armor, Tib field suits there coming up, and an Obelisk comes down for future armor. Desperately trying to hold on. Tipsy's got no power. He's power up right now. He's got more power coming down. He's trying to power him right with these comm centers, which are extending his range here, and he's now firing at these beam cannons. Oh, he really can't. Oh man, that is a critical EMP there. That is a critical EMP. Meanwhile, Drive Russian is not making progress up there. He's still got units, but these guys are now being pushed back into their base. This is a real mess. This is a total mess now. There's a second Obelisk from Futurama now, but this beam cannons unfortunately got thinned a bit. He still managed to get 5 of them. 4, sorry, now. So as long as he can get line of sight, maybe he can try to pop that comm center. Drive Russian has somewhat cleared the area, but Futurama, he's drowning, man. He's got no funds right now. He's, should I say, he's drying up. He's got no funds. Battle marker over there. What is it? It looks like Zorkas are coming in as well, having to sell off both those power plants, or maybe they were destroyed. He's having some serious power problems. These, what do you call it? War factories are being overrun. Russian desperately trying to push in to help his ally here. I mean, the infantry will be decent, but there's a lot of Shredder turrets here. Doesn't have charged particle upgrade just yet. It looks like Nash and Tipsy have barely touched their second fields. Just having a look at the replay, the radar. But we'll keep an eye on this one. Oh, beam cannons. How did Futurama get those beam cannons over there? He tried to cycle. He forces the pack up. He's going to back off. There's infantry here, but they're getting crushed. Unfortunately, there's nothing to back up these beam cannons here now. They're getting overrun by the Scorpion tanks. The Scorpion tanks are now just destroying them. Battle markers raging down here as well. There's still 1 Sonic emitter remaining, but he's going to hold back. 2 beam cannons remain. That's not enough to be effective. He needs at least 4 or something at a minimum, I think, to be effective in this situation. Nash is pulling his tanks back. Some of them pretty badly damaged. How did Drive Russian and Futurama not get completely destroyed by this attack? I mean, it's still going. He's repaired the MCV. Nash dropped his tech center on the front line. How do you like that? He's just dropped it down. There is a Sonic emitter here from Drive Russian. There is an Obelisk here, and there is an Avatar getting repairs from the War Factory there, and he's going to be able to drop that. Meanwhile, APCs are now destroying or cleaning up the remainder of Steve Nash's units here. Oh my god, it looks like they may somewhat stabilize. Tipsy, he has no real base head here. Where the Sonic emitter's gone, they've all been destroyed. I mean, there's still 2 obelisks here. He has double beamed that Avatar, by the way. He's got 2 beams. He must use one of his beam cannons there to double beam the Avatar, and that's really powerful. War Factory for repairs, he got double beam on that one. And Tipsy's he's just stagnant a little bit. We got a click over here. Drive was clicked. He's still got 1 ref. That's fine. Nash, let's have a look. Again, these guys haven't done a lot on their field. Might want to transition some more harvests. There's a lot of selling off. Tipsy's done a fair bit of work on that field. Battle markers continue over here. He has 2 avatars, and both of them have dual beams on them by the looks. Yes, he's dual beamed up 2 of them. Look at this, man. They can both fire from both beams. It's basically double. It's basically 4 avatars he's got there right now, and he's got the Obelisk defense as well. This Obelisk is drawing all the fire while he drops that line of Sonic emitters. Oh my god, Futurama is somehow, I don't know how he funded this, because he was really hard pressed to harvest anything off this field, and now Tipsy's MCV is under attack. Drive Russian has another Sonic emitter here. It's going to come down to these base defenses because there's not a lot of units left here. Tipsy does double drop. He wants to try to defend this, but unfortunately, oh, nice EMP blast there. Doubles up as well, but the avatars, they have a lot of health. They're going to take quite a few shots to come down, and there's a War Factory right there repairing him. Marv comes out from Drive Russian. Oh, this is going to be disastrous. He instantly puts the Zone Trooper squad, or the Zone Raider squad in, and a barracks comes down as well. This is on the front line now. This is going to take a lot of fire, and as you can see, he's actually going back for beam cannons again. All these beam cannons are really lined up. He does move them in time. He takes a hit, but it's not enough to kill him. 2 shots to kill a beam cannon there. More Sonic emitters coming down. Another Obelisk comes down. You got to remember, on the right hand side, this is Futurama and Drive's base defenses. You got to tell the difference here. Tipsy is purple, Drive is green, Futurama is cyan. Oh, he's got to be careful. Those beam cannons were trying to move forward there. A big EMP comes down. I didn't even see that come down. That must have been Futurama there. And Drive Russian is now attacking the construction yard. A Marv comes out for Tipsy. He's trying to garrison. He has double Zone Raider squad in it now. As soon as he puts that second one in there, charge particle beams is done. But you know what? I don't think he's going to be able to save this MCV. He's got these 2 avatars now firing at it, and the beam cannons, I'm sure, are looking to try and join the party. But I don't think they're going to be necessary, because he will drop the MCV. Oh, if the MCV goes down, oh, that's critical. There's build radius at this comm center. There's build radius at this tech center. But this is only for Nash, and this is only for Tipsy, because you can't build off your allies' build radius unless it's an MCV build radius. So that's going to limit. They're going to be somewhat split now, and this could be difficult here. Tipsy has cleaned up his Tiberium field. He does have the Marv moving around. There's no repair drone. He's got triple Zone Raider in there, by the way. Drive Russian also has triple zone with 1 repair pad. Beam Cannon's coming forward now. He's going to try to focus down. Yeah, he's going to go for the Sonic Emitter, I believe. Shockwave Artillery comes down. Zone Trooper Drop comes down. He's in all sorts of trouble. Drive Russian's going to move forward here, and the Beam Cannons are now firing. Not terribly effective against that, but nonetheless, he will probably end up destroying this Marv right now. This is going to go down, and Tipsy's going to lose that. He's got no Tib back at home. Shadow teams are coming out to try to kill the Zone Raiders, but they will jump jet away. Meanwhile, the Marv from Drive Russian is just moving in completely unopposed here. Oh, this is really bad. This is really bad for Z, Tipsy, and Nashington. There was a battle marker back here. I'm not sure what it was. I don't think it was anything critical. Drive Russian doesn't even have AP ammo yet, but, I mean, his Marv is just doing so much work. Tipsy's Marv is gone. His MCV is gone. His frontline is gone. He's in all sorts of trouble. Beaconing down here. Tipsy is trying to leech off of Nash's field. Nash doesn't have a lot left in the tank either. He's got no Redeemer or anything like that. He's got no high tier units. He really just spent a lot of his money on obelisks and tech and charged up stuff. So yeah, Nash, of course, not harvesting anywhere near as much as his allies. And this is a problem. Futurama has a little bit of Tib here. He can build off this. He has this army of beam cannons, so he can now sit back. And there is a stealth tower here, which is why he's not... Oh, okay, there you go. He's just going to destroy that anyway. So maybe there was a scan or something like that. But yeah, they are beaconing the tower. Drives like destroy that. Oh, we got a ion cannon from Drive Russian. And Drive Russian is probably going to come through with his buddy Futurama. Somehow Futurama didn't die. And the stealth tower is down, which means the tech center is going to have to be sold because he can't defend it. You know, it's indefensible. Meanwhile, we have a few harvesters here from Nash trying to do something. I think that maybe they were trying to be used for a crush there. The Tib is almost exhausted. If we have a look at the radar, yeah, the Tib is basically bottoming out for everybody now. But the problem is that Drive has a Marv, a very powerful Marv. He's even just ordering his harvesters here so they don't end up getting into Tib fields and you can do this in the late game. This is not a mistake, by the way, because if there's no Tib left, you only need 1 harvester there, and you can keep these other ones for safekeeping or to use them as fodder or to draw fire. And Futurama, this is the thing that I'm talking about. Futurama has an army. He's got these 2 avatars. I'm surprised none of them got a veterancy because they had dual beams. He's got the beam cannons as well. Whereas Tipsy has managed to pump out another bar, but there's just nothing supporting it. We have triple airfield Zorka coming down. He's having trouble funding it. Yeah, he's having a lot of trouble funding it. And he doesn't even have composite armor. I think this is what this airfield is for. This airfield's for composite armor. It is, yeah, and he's probably just going to sell that now that he's got the upgrade. Yeah, there you go, sells it off now. Because when you upgrade or you research and upgrade from the airfield, obviously you can't build any aircraft from it. It basically counts as the airfield being occupied, so it's faster usually to build another one. Nuclear missile comes down. These Drive Russians, yeah, he's going to come in and he's just going to take out that stealth tower. Have a quick look around. There's only rockets here. I mean, that's not going to do anything to these ceramic armor hammerheads. Firehawks. This is a problem as well because he built these Zorkas. Which means, and he's up against Firehawks. That's a real problem. And yeah, there you go. He's just going to come in, and unfortunately for Tipsy, I mean, he kills a bunch of APCs, but it's just not worth it. Those Zorkas are $1,500 a pop. You know, they're expensive. It's not something you're going to be able to expend. And there's a stealth tank here now as well, I believe. No, that's from Nash. His stealth tank trying to scare away the Firehawks, and the Firehawks just flying around. I think he's just using it to in there, and yeah, he will quickly try to stratify that Firehawk away. He's got Drive and Futurama. They've just sat in their base. They didn't bother to get stealth towers, disruption towers. Makes it very difficult to attack into, especially in these team games. But it's only 3.5 minutes on the iron cannon, so that's actually cooled down quite a bit. And this Marv is there's a stealth tower here, so Futurama's doing the same thing. What's that back there? I'm not so sure. Oh, there is a raider buggy there, so he's just trying to scout him off. Laserfield comes down on a war factory. He cannot build Juggernaut Raider squad on it. Scan goes down. Here come the Zorkas. They could do a lot of damage. The Marv does go veteran. That's a big problem for the Tipsy and Nash. He will, and looks like the Marv is going to be firing at the Redeemer, so both those epic units having a go at each other. Big EMP, nice chain EMP. Here come the Zorkas, and they will come in, and a lot of those units get destroyed. There's just a down, and there goes his Redeemer, and I believe that's not a shockwave, that's a strike. Make sure you set, if you have bombs on Firehawks, you definitely want them on hold ground stars so they're not wasted. Won't get this. I mean, his Tipsy's actually coming around, and there go those beam cannons. Those Zorkas have been surprisingly effective considering that Drive has all of those Firehawks there. It doesn't seem to make that much sense. that it's so effective. And I think, yeah, Nash just loses his MCV, but the Ep avatar's coming in. That veteran avatar, is that still alive? Oh my god, I definitely thought that died. He must have been separated before when we were having a look. That avatar now, Tipsy, trying to focus. A lot of the problem with the Iron Cannon in the past is that the animation was so slow, you could either move out the way or sell all your buildings and get your money back. So that was really quick, by the way. But yeah, Beacon is placed by Drive. That, of course, does end pretty much Nash. I mean, Nash has no MCV, he's got no epic unit. Tipsy probably not in much yet. Yeah, Nash just surrendered, so I'm expecting maybe Tipsy might be thinking about following suit. Maybe he'll fight. I'm not sure what he's hoping to achieve here. He sends the Zorkas in. Somehow he can see those. Maybe he's scanned. I'm not sure. He gets 2 Harvesters, but killing Harvesters at this point in the game is not really that critical. There's not much Tib left. And with that Z plus Tipsy, that was intense. I thought for certain that Futurama was going to fall and that game would actually have ended at the 8 to 9 minute mark. But somehow Futurama just dug in with his claws and made. I'm surprised he got so many units out considering how little he harvested. And Drive, his help at the start was a bit iffy, but then Drive's help just got more and more powerful. And I think Nash didn't do as much as he could have at the start of the game as well in relation to helping Tipsy. So Drive and Futurama, 145,000 to Tipsy. Yeah, Nash got the least amount of money in that game, so we can see favorite unit was actually Missile Squad from Team 1. So look at that, 257 to 261, so they almost got the exact same amount of money. It was borderline 3 grand between them, so it wasn't a resource issue at all. See, Futurama was definitely on the back foot, so was Nash, because he didn't really develop his economy enough, and Tipsy and Drive were the big eco players. But that was a really good game to watch. That was really entertaining. It was really fun, really skillful as well. No one made any real critical errors or anything like that. It's just both sides trying to outplay each other. Really good game. Yeah, but well done to Drive and Futurama for winning that game. My name's Green Zero. I'll catch you all in the next video.